What up, everybody? Welcome back to Roy Khan's PC Gaming. It's been a minute since I jumped back on here. You're checking out some footage right now of, oh wow, Assetto Corsa, competizione, right? Assetto Corsa, competizione. Did I get it better that time? Did I get close? Assetto Corsa, competizione. Right? Who knows? If I did, it's good. I was having some fun with that. But check it out. So yeah, I've been on this game for a while. They had updates, so I was like, okay, with this update, let me go check it back out. But before I say this about the update, let me say this. It's a pretty cool game. It gets very, very close to, I guess, their version of realism. I don't, I can't say I'm excited about that, but I've had this game for a while. And I've played it on and off, and I've noticed with the game where I have played it constantly, is, with them trying to be so close to realism, it's very difficult to drive in that form of realism, right? So, the braking system, and so you've got to pay more attention. Coming out of corners, you got to feather the throttle. You can't just it requires, it's more sensitivity and everything else with it. So let me just preface first by saying that this is a really good simulation game. It's fun in its own way, but only if you find sim racing fun, and you have time to play some serious matches and driving. So in its own right, that's great. So with that being said, they did an update, and I was like, all right, let me go cut this back on, because whenever an update comes out, you got to see what changes were made and if the changes are good. So I got into this game, and I'm checking it out, and I'm noticing some things. One, I like the updates with the graphics a little bit better. I can tweak it to my likings a little bit more. I like the view where I'm in the helmet, where I'm wearing the helmet, and then I like how when I hit bumps or go around corners, the camera tilts to kind of help me feel and understand what's happening from inside the car from that view. And I think that's really cool, and I find myself immersed just doing that for hours at a time, just doing races just so I can feel that close to realism. So I'm definitely excited about that. But what I'm not excited about is the fact that they don't have servers running all the time with races running all the time. You know what I'm saying? And again, this goes back to the concept of most sim games require people to create these matches and these lobbies. And so, of course, when you let people do things, they can be singular. They can see things in one perspective, which is usually their own perspective, and that's it. So then that requires a lot of patience. But as these creators that create these games should do on their own, is they should create public lobbies with public races that go on around the clock so that anybody can join into the game. And I know they have ranking and everything else, but they should have themselves public matches that run round the clock, and you can jump right in, have a few good races, and jump right out. One of the other things that just it's a little harsh to me, because they're trying to get so close to realism, is you have to do not only you see, this is what happens when you want to talk about so many things and you didn't take the time to write down all the things you want to talk about. So you have your practice laps, and then you have your placing lap, your position lap that you got to do to get your position. So you got a lot of time involved in that stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, too much time is involved in that stuff. Too much time. Like a practice lap, 2 or 3 laps should be good for a practice, or 2 laps. Just do a 2-lap practice or 3-lap practice and move on. Like don't just long drawn out. It's just too much. You'll be tired and sleep before the race gets started. So maybe 1 or 2 laps for a practice would be actually better to keep people. And I'm only talking about if you were to create a public lobby, right? Just 1 or 2 laps to practice. And if you want to qualify, yeah, you can go ahead and qualify, or you can skip the qualify, of course, as it is this very day. But the qualifying shouldn't be no more. Well, they put a time limit on it, so I guess it's not bad. Usually it's around 5 minutes, so that's really not that bad. But the practice, and you know, with 5 minutes, you really don't even need to practice, because in the qualifying, well, you know, because you got to tune your car. Some people might get in a car they've never driven, and then they just find it awkward, so they want to get that 2 or 3 laps to kind of figure their car out. But at that point, you really shouldn't be in a public match. You should probably be running practice mode with the car getting adjusted to the car. So let's just go ahead and go back to what I initially was saying. Maybe you should do open lobby, and with open lobby, you should have qualifying for 3 to 5 minutes, and then the race starts, and then have that spinning round from different tracks, from different race groups, and just have that spinning round. And that, to me, would be more exciting to know that I can go pop on Aceto Corsa Competizione. I can go hop on that at any minute, get in the middle of a qualifying to find a position, you know what I'm saying, and then boom, I hop into the race and I can start the race. So that's something that I find that even with this update, you know, yeah, it looks good, it looks cool, I enjoy it, but it's still missing that major component. And a lot of these games are missing that major component. Automobilista 2 is the same way. If they'd ever do something like that, it'll heighten the game. And I say this because, look, Gran Turismo 7, if it hasn't released already, it's about to release. That right there does this stuff. These are the mechanics that keep people going back to that. You know what I'm saying? And look at Forza. These are the components that keep people going back to Forza. Forza is a little too arcadish, you know what I'm saying? They can swing it a little more over to the sim side, but the concept of how their multiplayer works and how you can just jump in there and there's constantly races spinning and you can just jump in the one that you want to jump into, and it's what they have created themselves running in the background. And then you can do special races on certain weekends and with special trophies, or you can do special gifts like non-fungible token items that have a real world value that you can either keep and store for yourself for representation that you cleared something, or you can sell that item to somebody who wants to, you know, receive some shiny new thing that you got because you did it. And with that, I mean, you could have maybe a special livery design for a vehicle. You could have a special set of rims for a vehicle. Okay, you know what I'm saying? These are some things that, you know, again, you could look at as a game and say to yourself, yeah, those are some interesting things that we could probably implement. So anyways, I got long-winded. I just want to share a few thoughts with this update and how, yeah, it's cool, but I'm not impressed. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Aceto Corsa Competizione. Huh? That's my thoughts on that. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you liked it, hit that like button and don't get scared. I know sometimes I act crazy, but look, come on back and catch the next video.